is up, everyone? Welcome to this week's video. This week I have a piece of butternut. I've not turned butternut yet, and I picked it up locally, which I'm very excited about. If you live in Maine and happen to be in the Freeport area, I got this piece of butternut at Days Hardwood. I'll put the link in the video description. Not affiliated with them in any way whatsoever, except that I think they're a great business. I bought a butternut slab and cut it into 3 pieces. Don't yell at me just yet. It was a decent sized slab. The other 2 pieces are bigger than this, but I wanted to make a pretty big shallow plate platter with something that wasn't a normal bowl blank. So this fit the bill, and I'm excited about how it's going to turn out. There are a few cracks, but we'll deal with those if we need to. Let's get this thing put in a circle and get to turning it. Okay. Hey everyone, Peggy here. As you saw in the beginning of this video, this is a piece 1/3 of a butternut slab, and here I am trying to draw a circle on it using a shoestring and a small brad nail, and I'm attaching this to the lathe using a faceplate. Now this is a pretty large piece. I did have to cut some excess off to fit it on the lathe. It could have been a larger piece or plate, if you will, but just didn't have room. Maybe that's a sign that I need to get a bigger lathe. Maybe. What do you think? So starting out pretty slow here, and with the Carter & Son bowl gouge, just getting it into round with a couple of passes. This is the 3/4 inch bowl gouge. A little bit closer view here, and that sign language there was me saying it was at 300 RPM. And I kept stopping to check because I didn't want to lose any more material than necessary. I just wanted to get it into round and then start working on the bottom and the mortise and the foot. So that's what I'm going to be using here, is a mortise and a foot. And this is going to be a pretty wide but shallow plate. Removing quite a bit of material here, as you can see. The pile of shavings get much bigger than this. So it looks like I'm starting with a tenon, that is not the case. What happened here, as you'll see in a minute, started to make the mortise and the foot, and noticed some rot or a very punky area. And while I kept going and making the mortise and the foot, I decided to stop and put a different piece of the slab on. And the reason for that is not that I'm gonna not finish this piece. I will finish this piece, but I'm gonna put epoxy or something in the mortise there to make it a little bit safer to turn. It doesn't go all the way through, so this actually is a piece that the finished piece is not this piece of wood, but I'm not sure that I show the actual changing of that, but I will tell you when the new piece is up on the screen. So this is me trying to remove some of that rot, punkiness, bark, whatever you want to call it. So this is the second piece. You can see that the mortise is no longer there. I haven't flipped it around or anything. But I'll go pretty quickly through this process since you already saw me do it, but just as a disclaimer, this is a different piece of that same slab. So same as before, just flattening the bottom and then starting to make the mortise and the foot. That was the Carter & Son parting tool, and back to the Carter & Son 3/4 inch bowl gouge. I've established the area of the mortise and the foot, and now I'm removing a bunch of material to make the underside of the plate. Sort of the curved area that you'd hold it in both hands and feel that nice soft curve. Now with the skew chisel, making sure that the mortise is flat and a little bit of a dovetail so that the chuck jaws hold on there as well as possible. And as you can see, it's not the greatest of cuts there. It's not very smooth. And that's because there was a little bit of shaking in this piece because it was so large. But once some more material was taken off, I was able to get some better cuts, as you'll see shortly. And now it is mounted in the mortise, and starting on the top, I'm going to take off some material, and this won't be hollowed out very much, but I will establish a rim and then hollow out a very shallow area. Now, similar to what I do on the platters that I turn, I try to make the outside of the rim turn down a little bit just for that softness. Not to be too harsh of an angle, a little bit of a curve. And the lip that I'm making there on the inside of the rim is just a design feature. It really won't do anything. Adjusting the tool rest and continuing on with the bowl gouge to remove just a little bit of material because, as I mentioned, this won't be very deep. Starting with power sanding. I started at 80 grit and worked my way up to 320 grit. Taking off the dust with the denatured alcohol, and we get to see what this beautiful butternut will look like. And sanding sealer here. All of the tools and the products I use will be in the video description if you want to check them out for yourself. I should mention that I do have a video coming up where I review the Harvey G700 dust processor. I'll put a picture of it up here on the screen. but stay tuned for that. If you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. And if you want to be notified when the next video is released, be sure to hit the bell icon. This is denibbing with 600 grit and then using the Axe abrasive paste. So just wipe on, buff in, and then buff off with a clean paper towel. This is my go-to finish. It's pretty much the only thing that I use, maybe 95% of the time. Really easy to use, and I do have a discount code for this product. You can save yourself some money. Go to axewoodpaste.com. That link is in the video description if you don't remember it. And then onto the Axe polishing paste. You can order the sanding paste and the polishing paste as a kit. They have smaller kits if you don't expect to use it too much, and they have the larger kits like the sizes I'm showing if you're a little bit more active of a wood turner or woodworker. And here is the pretty much finished piece. I still have a little bit of sanding to do there on the foot, but that is it. I have some beauty shots coming up, but before then I'm going to be on screen and telling you about the process of turning this. So don't go anywhere just yet. Hey everyone, thanks for watching the video. I want to show you the finished piece here in a second. But before I do that, I want to show you how it started. This is 1/3 of that slab. I also mentioned in the video that I had to stop because of some punkiness or rot in the mortise that I was making, and I switched out the pieces. So I'm still going to finish this piece, but I'm going to put some epoxy in here before I turn it again. I think it would have been fine like this, but I wanted to be safe, so I stopped and put a new piece on. Here is the finished piece. It's a little over 14 inches wide, maybe 14 and a half. I'm pretty happy with this one. First time I turned butternut, so didn't know what to expect, but I really like it. So I think I will make matching plates out of the rest of the piece that I have. Once again, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. Hit the bell notification if you want to get notified every time we upload a new video. So until next week, peace out.